It's about the actual power, the way people influence us. Sometimes some absolutely mind-blowing, wonderful people in our lives, on our spiritual journey, can make such a mind-blowing impact on our lives. Because through these people, we understand so much about ourselves. And even if we don't understand things fully, completely, there is that little bit of hope we get through these wonderful people who do inspire us. And they do, like sometimes they're like oh my God, like a spiritual lifeline. You know what I mean? Spiritual life support in so many different ways. I mean, I'm saying this, my gorgeous Torini, because someone is really gonna inspire you at the beginning of this week. You are gonna be inspired like never before, and you're gonna be inspired in the right way, because something is gonna be triggered within you. When I say that you're gonna be inspired in the right way, something is gonna be triggered within you, and you're gonna realize that now it's time for change. It's time for change. And this in itself, it's gonna involve like you deciding, first of all, to make one of the biggest changes of your life, which is going to reflect on your happiness in every possible way. It's going to make you feel so much better. It's going to make you be so much happier. It's going to kind of open your mind, and that in itself, it's going to kind of start this zest for life again. And I'm not saying that you were like, oh my God, like a blocked in the background, didn't do anything, didn't move on, blah, blah, blah. No, baby, no. But it's about certain things you know about yourself that you need to do something about. You need to change. No one else can change things about yourself that you don't like, that you really hate, apart from yourself. And it's really a lot to do with your lifestyle. And it's a lot to do with things that you're doing that maybe you shouldn't be doing. But then again, you're aware of all this. So this is all going to be highlighted. So this is the power, the power I'm talking about of the certain individuals having such an impact on our lives, where we feel something so magical. So this is exactly what you're going to feel, something magical. You're not even going to be able to explain this. It's like seeing things, but you're not like kind of, it's like seeing like a feeling things so much, but you can't see them. Of course, I'm talking about the actual energy, but this is in itself gonna like inspire you so much, and that it's gonna lead towards you actually understanding that there is something very specific that you need to learn about some kind of a subject or some kind of career. And this in itself, it's really going to be such an important moment in time where where you become aware of that you need to learn something about a certain subject or a career. At the same time, I have to stress this. It's so important to actually pay attention to detail. This is so important, to pay attention to detail. Just remember this, because now that in itself, it's really by you paying attention to the actual detail. Trust me, you will know what am I talking about. By you paying attention to the actual detail, this in itself is going to bring you an important clarity that is almost instantly going to put you in a mode where you will understand the importance of making that choice right now. This is not something, oh yeah, I'll do that later. Oh yeah, I'll do that after I do this. Oh yeah, I'll do that after I do that. No, baby, no. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. Okay. Even the kid is like moving. Like I can't stop her. Look, she's so moving. Like I don't even know what to do. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So this is something that I want you to remember, my gorgeous Torini, indeed, especially when it comes to the beginning of this week, right? And now, and also, when it comes to the beginning of this week, non-related to this, so this is the different things that I'm going to say. So when it comes to other things that are going to happen in this week, you are really going to become aware of some kind of competition. There is some kind of competition that you're going to become aware of, and this in itself, it's really kind of going to, oh God, almost as if you're not going to like this, and almost as if instantly you're going to feel a little bit negative. And this is going to be a sign that you need to kind of rest a little bit, you need to chill out a little bit, you need to mentally prepare yourself for this, because this is something that you're gonna need to do whether you like it or not, because it's gonna lead towards your renewal in so many different ways. And as soon as I say, like, you know, like when you become aware of this competition, you don't need to kind of rush with this, you don't need to step into it immediately, and you don't need to respond to it immediately. This is why I say it's important to take a day out, a couple of days out, take a little break, do something nice, baby, go into the forest, you know, like rejuvenate yourself, touch the ground, feel the earth beneath your gorgeous feet, my gorgeous Torini, you know, do something to kind of ground yourself, to kind of do something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel better. But the bottom line is you need to kind of mentally recharge yourself and prepare yourself for what's to actually come. But it's not only about that, it's about you realizing something as soon as you kind of like have this a little bit of break, where you're actually going to realize that there is going to be a hard work ahead. There is going to be a hard work ahead, but then it is going to bring you really amazing results. And this is what you're going to realize, you see, and this is important. So it's a hard work, but it's going to bring amazing results. And you know, what can I say to you? The harder the work it is, the most amazing rewards you're going to have. And this is the way things are. This is the way this world is. This is the way this life is. You see, it's important for you to remember this. And there are going to be some, oh God, you know, some negative thoughts that you're going to have here. And as soon as you have these negative thoughts, you need to snap out of it immediately, because these negative thoughts are going to turn into like a huge challenges later on. And these negative thoughts are, you know, like you are kind of placing yourself with them within this self-imposed prison. So if you're thinking negatively, no baby, no, you need to snap out of it like a little banana. You need to do this, my gorgeous Torini. Is just so important, because you know, only a couple of days later, you know, something is going to happen to you really beautiful, really gorgeous, and you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. The luck is on my side, you know, I'm so lucky, my God, this is brilliant, my God. That's how you're gonna feel. Something really good, really beautiful is gonna happen to you, and you're gonna feel how lucky you are. This is something that you need to understand. This is going to be a sign that, you know, one life cycle is coming to an end and another one is about to start. This is a lot to do with your destiny, and it's a lot to do with your turning point, and it's a lot to do with a change starting then and there. This is brilliant. So as soon as something happens to you and you're going to think, oh my God, I am really lucky, you need to look at things from a slightly different angle, because you are going to find completely different meaning to this spiritually, of course, because that in itself, it's really kind of going to start a process of healing, where you are going to start becoming so emotionally stable. And this is ever so important. So now, what am I trying to say? It's also really important that what you must do, my gorgeous Torini, you need to kind of overindulgence. It's either to do with some kind of overindulgence, either it's to do with some kind of heavy partying, either it's to do with maybe too much of isolation, because isolation is good, but we are spiritual beings and we do like to be around other people, you know, no matter how much we like to say, oh yeah, I want to live in the middle of the forest, I want to live at the edge of the sea, blah blah blah, by myself, blah blah, ideal indeed. But we do need other people around us. We are spiritual beings, so we get so much in terms of the actual energy, you know, like that. So this is important. So too much isolation, it is not good whatsoever. So something was affecting your balance. Maybe it's to do with also like a kind of doing things that you shouldn't be doing, like maybe drinking too much, maybe eating too much sugar. You shouldn't be eating sugar at all. Maybe it's eating too much sugar. Maybe your diet is really, really bad, you know, and you're aware of it, but you just find it very difficult. But it is to do with like one of these things. Something is affecting your balance, and you need to kind of like really start working on this, because you've got more of the extra energy in order to deal with this when things become, oh my God, I miss this, I miss that. Do you know what I mean? So you have to work on this, some kind of negative attachment, because this is gonna really kind of start affecting you when it comes to you starting to prepare yourself, and when it comes to you kind of understanding what you need to do in order to have a progress in your life when it comes to all this that I actually said. So this is why this is so important. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Torini, you know, it's like, oh my god, you are really kind of going, it's about this burden, you know, it's to do with this problem, oh my god, it's to do with this annoying problem that you're again gonna be kind of become aware of. This is gonna be highlighted and you're gonna be like, oh, not again, you know, some kind of problem here. And this problem that is going to be highlighted, it's like became like a horrible burden, really. So, and because it made things kind of delayed, you know, to your life, and it made you like to become resistant. It made you to like kind of ignore things that you shouldn't be ignoring, and it made you to kind of be scared of sacrificing things that you just know that they do nothing to you or nothing to your life. Do you know what I mean? This is the chaos and confusion that this can actually create in our lives. So when it comes to that burden, and when it comes to these delays, you know, you're going to realize how much lack of control this has actually kind of like really brought into your life. And then something really brilliant, it's actually going to happen. And then you're going to hear this news or information, and you're not going to be able to ignore this about some kind of financial opportunity, but where you are going to be able to really beautifully express yourself, because it's a lot to do with your skill, but it's a lot to do with something that you're really ambitious about. It's something that you really desire. And at this moment in time, you are going to gain this courage and confidence. You know, it's a lot to do with your own independence, but it's a lot to do with your own focus, zest for life, determination and happiness. It's going to be absolutely out of this world, because this is going to be like superb, amazing, creative opportunity, rather happy surprise, which is going to require from you to be courageous, you know, at the same time. And it's going to be required from you to be persistent. And also, when it comes to the midweek, listen, there is a really beautiful emotional experience you are going to have. Okay, really beautiful, not related to this. There is a beautiful emotional experience that you are going to have at around the midweek. But you must remember this, not to make an unwise choice when it comes to this. Okay, so you are going to have a beautiful emotional experience, blah, 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 all great. But you must not make an unwise choice, because at around the same time, you're also going to become aware of like maybe some kind of people who lack integrity. And you're going to become aware of like a people with questionable motives and things like that. So these are going to be your telltale signs, you know, to not to kind of make an unwise choice. Just remember this. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Taurine, it's like, ooh la la, baby, you know, somebody very spiritual, very gorgeous, very amazing person. It's really going to, ooh la la, you're really going to like this person. There is someone that you're going to find ridiculously attractive. And, you know, whether you're married or whether you're not married, whether you're in relationship, there is somebody can still be ridiculously attractive, you know, I suppose, you know. So there is someone that you're going to find here who is going to be ridiculously attractive, I guess, to you. But then at the same time, it's more about like, I'm trying to help you to kind of recognize who this is. So someone is going to be like really attractive to you, and that in itself, it's also like to do a lot with who this person is as well. When it comes to something that they have been through, that you have been through as well, but also when it comes to the way of thinking, you're gonna like this person is going to be also rather attractive to you, purely because you are having the same way of thinking about something really specific. And now that in itself, it's not only about you finding this person like attractive, it's not only about you like kind of like a really kind of sharing something very unique with this person, but it's more about this very interesting and rather intense conversation that you are going to have. And at the end of this conversation, you're clearly going to understand that you have to have clear boundaries. And what do you need to have a clear boundaries with? And at the same time, you're going to understand the power of the direct communication. Okay, so you're going to fully understand that you need to say something to someone after you finish this conversation. And that in itself, it's going to be so important, because who you have on your mind, it's also going to answer who you have on your mind that you need to speak to after this moment in time. you know that you need to have a clear and direct communication. The first person that comes into your mind, it's also going to be playing an important role spiritually, because that particular person is going to answer your question, something very deep, something very complex, something very amazing, but it's to do with your inner calling. It's to do with your inner calling, and it's to do with your soul purpose. It's to do with your life purpose. So this person is going to really subconsciously reconnect you with somebody else who is going to answer your question, about your inner calling. And that moment in time, you need to understand that you are going through this is the beginning of a new phase. Now everything after this moment is gonna be like, oh my God, positive. There is so much pleasure, happiness and positivity that this is actually going to start, after this moment in time. Somehow you're gonna understand this fully. Oh my God, I've been through so much, and I have so much literally to kind of look forward to. Indeed, this is a lot, my gorgeous Taurini, about a fresh start at the end of like a very long delay. So this is to do with a rather sudden and unexpected progress, but at the end of the day, it's a lot about a very positive change in your life, and that in itself, it's really marking the time where you're gonna realize something really bad that happened to you a long time ago. You're gonna realize something really bad and negative and dark that happened to you a long time ago that you don't even want to speak to anyone about it. It's horror, something really bad and negative. You're gonna be reminded of this, and you're gonna suddenly start seeing this in a different light. Thank God, this is so important, because this drains so much of your energy, and only now this is coming to an end. Okay, my gorgeous Taurini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.